Good morning. All things considered, I guess we're not doing too terrible. Miss Brandeis, you're here with your lawyer, Mr. Paul Gibson. File number is 251890. You were charged with no insurance under the insurance code and driving suspended and failed to get proper registration. We had some struggles to get this thing done. I don't believe we've ever actually entered the plea. I think it was set for jury trial. The defendant indicated she was the plea offer was she was going to plead to impeding traffic and 251890. That's the no insurance charge. Impeding traffic is a civil infraction, carries $100 fine, and doesn't go on your driving record. That's a pretty good deal. The city of Sturgis case, she was going to plead to no valid operator's license. And that charge is driving suspended. And the charge of registration plate violation under ordinance would be dismissed. Is that your understanding, Mr. Gibson?
Yes, Your Honor.
And where did this happen? Sturgis, W.T. George. So the no insurance charge, even though it's the third time this year you got charged with that, they're dismissing it and turning it into impeding traffic. That carries a fine of $100, but it's not a crime. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to plead to that charge? All right, no insurance is punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $500, not less than $200. The driving suspended charge is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. It carries 2 points on your driving record. It will go on your driving record, but it does not carry a suspension. You understand? And then the improper registration would be dismissed. How'd you get here today?
My sister-in-law with me
All right, where's she?
on the car,
All right, which side she parked on?
right in the front.
All right, well, let's make sure Miss Brandeis didn't drive in here today. All right, so let's talk about this. Other than this plea agreement where no insurance and driving suspended are being dismissed, anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this
Yes, sir.
or threaten you?
No.
Do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Gibson is here with you. You would also have the right to hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Understand? All right. Were you driving a car on September 14th here in St. Joe County? It says it was at Griffith at Lakeview at 4:30 in the morning. Were you driving a car at that time?
Yes, sir.
Where were you going?
I was on the way to my mom's house.
Were you living in Battle Creek at that time?
No,
Where were you living at that time?
at Village Manor, Sturgis.
And where were you driving to?
From Village Manor to my mom's in Courtroom.
All right. I have a whole deja vu all over again feeling here, but I don't think we actually entered the plea yet. And you didn't have any insurance on the car and your license was suspended at that time? You live in Union City now?
I just recently moved to Muncie.
All right, that's what he said. You're moving to Muncie, Indiana. All right, let's make sure that she's got a driver out there. What kind of car is she in? On the library side, the post office
It's to
side?
when you walk out, it's to the right.
Well, this means we won't have a jury trial. Now, you already got a bunch of unpaid fines and costs. You were on a payment plan, and then you made payments in October, maybe September and October, and then you haven't paid since. What's going on?
Well, I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit and started doing drugs and stuff. And now
Are you working someplace?
I just applied back at IAC over in Mendon.
Well, you can't drive from Muncie to IAC, plus they're closing
I'm
IAC.
trying to move back this way because my son's here
IAC is closing.
in Mendon.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't apply there. They're closing the plant.
No, I did. I just turned it in. My application into the box into the front door.
How did you send it in?
like a couple weeks ago when he was here. Might have been more than that now to look at my phone. But I had my brother in there, he brought me an application.
When did you apply at IAC? Just tell me the truth. Don't pee on my leg and tell me that's raining. Can you look at your phone?
Yeah, I am looking to see October.
Well, this is almost February. The problem is you've got a bunch of these and then you don't pay the fine. You got no proof of insurance on May 8th here in St. Joe County. And no proof of insurance is generally no insurance. You haven't paid that fine. You got a no proof of insurance in Coldwater in June of 2024, and you haven't paid that. Oh, my system's locked up. Something of that. Oh, come on. I'm just gonna shut it down. You got June 15th of 24. You got a no proof of insurance and you failed to comply with judgment. So that's 3 no proof of insurance. Then you got a speeding ticket in Battle Creek. And then you got another no proof of insurance in Coldwater. And then you got a driving suspended in Battle Creek in 23. And they didn't pay that ticket. You had a crash in 23. So you're suspended from July 13 through August of 25. I can't even tell, but you were suspended at the time of this ticket. You got another driving suspended on March 13th, and they reduced it to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, and you haven't made any payments since October. No, you did make a payment in November. Then you got a no proof of insurance with that one also, which they dismissed. You like driving around with no insurance. 6. No proof of insurance, May 8th. So you got no proof of insurance, March, May, and September. If you get in an accident when you don't have any insurance on the car, you get sued for lots of money. The good news is we don't have a jury trial on Wednesday, the 28th. Your lawyer sent me an email and got me up to speed, so we don't have to have jurors in that day. If I give you a fine, I'm afraid you're not gonna pay it. If I put you in jail, you're not gonna have any money to pay the fine. Pleaded no ops and impede traffic.
She was dropped off. Car's still out there.
Very good. And she was blowing smoke about applying for a job 4 months ago to a factory that's closing down. Do you want me to just put you in jail now, or do you want me to give you a chance to try to pay on these unpaid tickets? All right, I'm gonna set this for sentence about a month out. Let's see if Mr. Gibson's scheduled to be here. You're scheduled to be here, Paul, on March 9th at 11. So why don't we set this for 10:30? All right, I'm gonna send you out for a notice, and I want the clerks to tell you how much you owe. I want you to stop driving around with no insurance. So I want you to give the clerks your correct address and contract information. I want them to tell you how much you owe in your other unpaid stuff that you stopped paying on. And I want them to give you a notice for this. So I'll have the court officer take you out there. We'll get a formal notice. All right, thank you for your help, Abigail. We got through the morning in 12:12. I just couldn't do my words on that. All right, Mr. Gibson, thank you. All right, we'll be in recess. I'll go back to my noisy office with the blowers blowing and junk all over the place. We'll be back at 1:15 with our landlord tenant docket.
I'm assuming that you get that.